The remains of an Oregon service member killed in action during World War II were returned to the United States to be buried at the Fir Lawn Memorial Park in Hillsboro.
Tonight, we're hearing from the soldier's only remaining sibling about what it meant to bring this patriot home. Fox 12's Dylan Scott joins us live at the site where he will be put to rest.
Riel and Pete, good evening. It has been a lifetime since U.S. Army Private William Calkins fell in the South Pacific. But even 82 years later, his brother says his selflessness and message is as important now as it was then.
Some people talk about closure. Well, this is so much more than that.
82 years after his brother, U.S. Army Private William E. Calkins, was killed fighting Japanese forces in the Philippines. John Calkins says having his remains repatriated means everything.
When Billy came home, going out there to meet him at the airport and receive the body and the remains, it's like I said when I walk up to him, we remember you. And it's much bigger. The connections really never go away. And you don't know that until you're in that spot.
One of 12 children, with Billy being the oldest and he the youngest. John never met his older brother, who died in 1942. But in a military family with 5 siblings serving in different wars, the respect and admiration has always run deep.
I think this is an opportunity for Billy to have a platform for all those boys in the Pacific Theater. It's an opportunity for people to pause and remember those boys.
John isn't even sure Billy was 18 when the Northwest Oregon native rushed to join the Allied troops during World War II, eventually being captured, surviving the 65-mile Bataan Death March before dying at the age of 20 in a POW camp in November of that year. He was buried in a Cabanaton Camp cemetery before being moved to a U.S. mausoleum, where he remained for decades until updated DNA and forensic testing linked his remains to the Calkins and an honored return home.
I had settled Billy's situation in my mind already, and that he wasn't there, he wasn't here. Where Billy was where he belongs. And so how we get there, how we all get there, the journey that we all take, it's important to a lot of people.
A Vietnam veteran himself, the 77-year-old knows plenty about the honor and cruelty of service. The band of brothers and family soldiers promise to never leave behind. On Friday, after almost 8 decades, his brother will find his eternal resting place next to his mother. One last honor for a life spent defending our freedoms and all those still out there.
Billy gives us hope. It needs to go on because there's so many boys that are still there. It needs to continue, not have closure.
And back out here live, the Calkins family says that the memorial services are open to the public Friday at noon. They encourage both military members and residents alike to come pay their respects. Again, thank you so much for your service. At the Fir Lawn Memorial Park in Hillsboro, Dylan Scott, Fox 12 Oregon.